3.5 dropped. People stopped coming even more because people just didn't like what happened to their characters. I mean, that's kind of the story with a lot of regions who had a lull.
Yeah.
3.6B came out, didn't really see a change. 3.6 full came out, didn't really see a change. Summer ended, right around the end of August. We just kind of dropped off in numbers, started bringing in like 10 people, just couldn't sustain. So, Wave Dash Wednesdays went away. We moved our venue and our stream to at Aurora, or hitbox.tv/Aurora PM. They stream on Fridays. They pull in a good 30 or so entrants still, which is really good.
Oh, let's get into it.
All right, so we got Lunchables playing Gray Mewtwo up against Shokio playing purple-ass Zero Suit.
So you're seeing the Mewtwo here purely because Lunchable thinks this character is really cool. I want to see more cool stuff that I can figure out, and then I can go gossip to Frozen about it and what cool shit he's found.
Well, actually, I started playing Mewtwo a lot at home against Max because he seems to struggle against the character's design. And then he would always complain and say I want to learn how to play Mewtwo, but I don't like the float mechanic and things like that. It's very jarring. And I was
it's really strange at first, yeah.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know, the way float works is it's not independent from his double jump like Peach has. You jump, and while jumping, press down, and you enter float, and you have complete control over where you float to. It's for a set amount of time versus just horizontal movement with Peach. You can still float cancel, which is an incredibly good mechanic, but you lose your double jump unless you jump out of the float within the first 5 frames of activating it. Okay. So coming off of ledge can be very awkward because a lot of times you're going to be angling your stick down to get to the ledge for a ledge dash or whatever. And a lot of times inexperienced Mewtwo's will go into float and then they'll kind of fuck themselves into the wall.
Right, and then they just fall off.
Yeah, so I mean that's some of the things that Max wouldn't like, Umbreon didn't like, and I told him start playing the character more. So he's been playing the character more. So and I guess he comes in a discussion because me, Umbreon, and Lunchables end up talking about character design a lot.
Pretty much the same people.
Yeah, we just discuss character design and how the game feels and stuff. And Mewtwo's been the topic of discussion lately, so I think Lunchables has taken an interest partly because of that, but also because the character is also just fascinating. Good power
really
shield.
Interesting. Yeah. So good power shield there. Ooh, raw call out with the F smash, guessing that there was going to be a ledge dash immediately, but no follow up afterwards.
Mewtwo has a pretty solid matchup spread. He actually struggles against characters like Zero Suit, where he can kind of get crossed up a lot and swarmed with aerials. She's got a lot of ground speed and aerial mobility. It's really hard to lock her down, even with the good anti-airs and kind of ranged moves that Mewtwo has.
Because the way that he has to do it is that he has to use these tilts, he has to use these aerials, but even doing that is an action that dictates there is some sort of a cooldown to this move where you are vulnerable to an attack, which ZSS, no shortage of speed and long tilts as well.
Yeah, exactly. And it's another part of it is I believe Mewtwo's jump squat is frame 5, and his back air is active on frame 8, but that's for the chunk of the tail, so you don't really get the ranged attack for a while. So you have at least 13 frames before your big walling move comes out. Scumbag. He might have. I think he has X for footstool. He might have just bumped it. But yeah, so it's really hard to wall out a character like Zero Suit, especially when she has such tight control over where she moves in the air. She can jump at you with forward air. She can clip your head with up air and things like that.
Does the tail itself have a hurt box? Well?
Yes, most of the tail does. I believe the tip doesn't. It might now. The tail is overall shorter than it was in 3.0. I know that.
Yeah, it's not massive. It's not swinging another Marth.
Yeah, that's what that was the joke I always made. Yeah. But I do think there are hurt boxes on most of the tail, although I do think there might be slight disjoint on the tip. I'm not quite sure on that.
Here's the follow-up. He crouch cancels and goes for the down tilt. In this position, though, I mean, you're going to look for Lunchables to try to take up stage control. Oh, gets caught up. How is Shokio going to try to edge guard here? He guesses right, but guesses too early.
Yeah. I think another thing that can be jarring is when people don't know the visual cues for Mewtwo, because people Mewtwo's a pretty rare character to see nowadays.
True.
He's pretty technically demanding. You can play him plain, but you want to come in with teleport approaches and things like that. And he can be a very jarring character to play against. There's a lot of visual cues with him. If he has the TV salt and pepper static out of a teleport, that means he's inactionable.
Yeah.
And that's your cue to hit him. A lot of times, he'll do teleport up air or teleport bear.
Right.
And so people don't want to threaten him. Takes it out with forward air. Nice.
That was sick with the fair.
So I think the late reaction on the edge guard could have been that he wasn't quite sure whether or not he would go into special fall.
That does make sense.
Yeah.
So where do you want to go here?
As Mewtwo? Probably Fountain. I don't really know the character that well. He lives for a long time. Dreamland's obviously a good stage. You don't want to go to stages that are big with walls because obviously Zero Suit's going to live.
I like some place like Fountain of Dreams.
Mm-hmm.
Smart ban. That's
Smart
why.
ban.
So, I mean, particularly when you see really good Mewtwo play, you see the full acceleration on the back airs, and they all string together to be the Wall of Pain-esque thing that's inescapable. And if you're going for those type of situations, you want the tight walls for the blast zones, right?
If I'm Zach, I'm going to either Final Destination or like Green Hill. That's just my own opinion. I think taking away platforms is really good for the matchup because platform mix-ups and movement for Zero Suit just make it even harder to lock down, for Mewtwo to lock her down.
Absolutely.
PS2, I guess I could see because he doesn't get a top platform to camp or move around with.
He does get some sort of an escapes option if Shok starts comboing him.
Yeah.
To be honest, we see a lot of Shok have these 0-to-deaths off of either a grab or maybe even up tilt. Up tilt is being pretty ridiculous. Consider if Falco had frame 3 up tilt on both sides of him.
Yeah. And it hits in front of her and lower.
It's insane.
Yeah, the hitboxes on it are
absolutely
ridiculous.
insane. But the recovery that comes from it, or rather the end lag from the move is rather long. So it makes sense that it's a bit more punishable towards the end.
And that's another thing is like, wow, that looked really suspect. Mewtwo is usually a pretty comfortable combo weight where he kind of gets out of stuff pretty easily. And he also can like instant double jump fair people.
Oh, yeah.
But because of things like Nair linking to itself really well, because it's electric and it does 1.5 times hit stun.
And it covers his entire body with a hitbox.
No, I'm talking about Zero Suit.
Oh, yeah.
Zero Suit can Nair him, and if she hits with the inside hit, it's really dependent on like DI. For like Mewtwo has to DI pretty much perfectly. You actually fucking suck, Shokio. Yeah, Mewtwo gets kind of comboed relatively hard because she has the good speed in the air too, so she can follow him really well. He can't combo her as well because she's an awkward combo weight, and she also can down B out of things to escape.
Got it.
That's another thing with platforms is if you do get her in that situation where she has to down B, when she's near a platform, she has an ability to like go in with a edge cancel, like special dive kick or whatever. She can get out of combos way easier. If you can put her on a flat stage or force her to down B where she's got no jump and she's in the middle of the stage,
she has to be much more honest.
She's dead. She's just any other character without a jump at that point. Yeah, see, that's the kind of platform movement that like he traded with, but like he's in no position to trade.
What? The young drift?
Also sus. That was definitely suspect.
That was interesting. I don't know why. Sometimes that just happens in these games. It's just like you see like they should be living, but there's still that extra little bit of drift. Sometimes it's even you do some sort of an aerial or you do some sort of action that increases your hurt box and you die because of that.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of weird stuff that can happen. There's the up tilts that we were talking about earlier. Tries to chase down.
Yeah.
Here's where it comes into play, which we're talking about walling someone out, trying to see if they don't get anywhere to go. And even if you went for the top platform, it's something reactable because of the jump squat.
That was actually smart. I think he understands that Zach isn't as comfortable with Mewtwo as he is with a normal character, so he's not afraid of recovering super low like that and going out. Because if I'm Shokio, my thought process for that is maybe he'll try to go for a greedy edge guard and kill himself too. And I already have the lead.
Because he doesn't have full control.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's
Shok
like
trying to go for another call out again though.
It's like if you've ever watched people who like play Zero Suit in friendlies or whatever, like as a random, and they try to like drop bury you, and they like don't realize the actual end lag on back air, and they just die. Yeah. It's just like if you don't understand a character's recovery, like if
you just fall apart.
If your opponent doesn't understand their own recovery, abuse that.
Yeah.
Abuse it really, really hard.
Especially if you get to tempo and you can just maintain that and just seal out the game because of that. One mistake can cost you a lot.
That was really dumb. He used his double jump and then shot Shadow Ball the wrong way. What you want to do there in that situation to conserve your double jump is turn the Shadow Ball away, let it push you, so you're starting to descend on center stage, and you still have your double jump to either get away or that was really dumb.
That was dumb.
That's that. He was like the CPU for a second. He was like, I gotta dodge this hit.
He thought he was in Smash 4 for a second.
Yeah. Oh, let's go. He caught him out of the teleport, but he touched ground.
Back air? Oh, I thought he was just gonna go for it.
Yeah, it looks like Shokio is going to win this set.
But they're going to be more than likely in grands.
You don't know, dude. You can't prove that.
You're right.
That was a good bucket break with Disable. He's got no jump.
He's going to hold ledge. Whoa.
Double jump cancel on accident.
He brings it back up. He knows. What? He knows.
Shokio, I hope you lose now.
No.
Never mind. Yeah, I don't know. That's another thing with Mewtwo that none of the other double jump cancel characters have, is he's forced to double jump cancel, whereas if you hold the jump button with like Ness or Lucas or whatever, you do a rising aerial.
Right.
He doesn't. He just instantly falls. So yeah.
Because you have to release and then it just drops. Yeah. I remember we were talking online and we were playing, was it Netplay? I think we played Netplay a little bit.
I don't have a computer. I haven't had a computer for 3 years. I was probably on Discord with you or some shit.
That's what it was.
You were probably
on
playing
Discord.
with Cookie or something.
Yeah. And
You
I
were
was
definitely
just
playing with Cookie.
Oh my god, that
definitely
kid
playing with Cookie.
rages so hard. Oh my god. Dude, you should have seen me playing Street Fighter where I have full control of my character.
Yeah.
I destroyed him.
Who do you play again?
At the time, I was just playing Ryu and doing basic stuff and parrying all of his stuff, and he just lost it.
I'm a Ken main.
Oh.
The white blonde guy.
He's great.
Very straightforward.
He's really good.
He's fun. His run sucks.
Yeah, it's like -12 or some garbage.
I thought
like
it was
that.
-14.
It's something really bad. Because it's changed throughout the betas to be just negative, eventually really bad.
Yeah, they basically did what they did to Sentinel's health in like Marvel.
Which they shouldn't